Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Now, R. and Ravi, the governor of Tamil Nadu, is not getting along with the government of Tamil Nadu. Now, this is happening too often in our country. How is this governor-government relationship going to affect the state and the country? Let's discuss that. That's my topic for the day. Let's get right into the show. So, Ravindra Narayan Ravi is a well-decorated IPS officer. He was in the police force, Kerala cadre. He was born in Patna, but he was in Kerala cadre police officer, IPS officer. He was IB officer. He was in CBI and so on and so forth. So, a very well-decorated officer who became the governor of Tamil Nadu. Now, what really happened was, in one of his speeches that he was delivering in the assembly, he didn't go by the script or by the approved speech with the state government. He omitted certain things which were supposed to be said in that particular speech. That is the first thing that was the start of the controversy, and there are a few more which I will come to, but let us first stick to this. Now, what really happened was, in the speech where he was supposed to mention about the Dravidian model of good governance, which is what the state government and the political party which is in government in Tamil Nadu wanted him to mention, he omitted it. And let me tell you what he omitted. He was supposed to say that today it stands tall as a leader amongst all states, which is it mane today Tamil Nadu stands tall as a leader amongst all states. He was supposed to say that this is primarily due to the model of good governance built on the pillar of social justice, equality, self-respect, and rational thinking. He was supposed to say the government will continue to march with vigor on the path of this Dravidian model of development, which has ensured the welfare and empowerment of suppressed, marginalized and backward section of the society. He was supposed to mention this. He did not mention it. Okay. What he also omitted was, talking a little, praising Stalin a little, that he was supposed to do. He omitted that. He was supposed to say that Tamil Nadu has been adjudged as the best performing big state in India. This award is a testimony of the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister and Dravidian model of development, which on the tenets of social justice and inclusive growth. I, that is I the governor, would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to the government of Tamil Nadu for the remarkable feat. He was supposed to say this, nahi bola. He didn't say it. Okay. Further on, he also omitted parts about Periyar, B.R. Ambedkar and Anna Durai. He was supposed to say, following the principles and ideals of stalwarts like Periyar, like Ambedkar, like Kamaraj, this government has been delivering the much acclaimed Dravidian model of governance to its people. This is what he was supposed to say. He dropped all of that. Now, long and short of it is that he dropped wherever there was mention of Dravidian model of governance, he dropped it. Maybe he didn't believe in that governance, Dravidian governance model. So he dropped it. Now, let me tell you, unlike what is said popularly, that this is the first time that it is happening in India where, a governor has dropped some statements or some prescribed statements which was given to him by the state. He has dropped that and, he has not followed it and all is not entirely correct. Because if you go back to history, dropping of content given by the state to the governor has happened before also. And I'll give you some examples. Now, in 1969, Governor V. Vishwanathan declined to read out critical references to the center. D. Vishwanathan in the neighboring city of Kerala, in the neighboring state of Kerala, D. Vishwanathan, 1969, then the governor, he said, I will not say anything against the center. This is when EMS Nambudripad was the chief minister, the Communist Party. Sukhdev Singh Kang in 2001, when A.K. Antony was the chief minister, also didn't say whatever was told to him. Justice P. Sadashivam in 2018, when Pinarayi Vijayan was the chief minister, also refused to say whatever was told to them. Also skipped what was given to him. So it has happened before. It is not for the first time it is happening. In fact, more. In 1969, the governor of West Bengal, Dharma Veera, skipped a few paragraphs in his address to the joint session of the West Bengal legislature. That also happened. In February 2017, Tripura, Tathagat Roy also skipped a few paragraphs of his statements. So this has happened before. It is not happening for the first time. It has happened before with governors. Now the point is the governor wrong in skipping a particular paragraph or few names or something about the chief minister? Now when it comes to a governor, of course, he has his own ethics, he has his own ideology and so on and so forth. But it is always seen that the governor works with the state. Good governors are people who work with the state. And of course, the chief minister also needs to understand that the governor is not the mouthpiece of their political party. The governor is the head of the state. So here, I will leave it to your good judgment to figure out whether what the governor did was right or what the governor did was not right. Now let me come to the second point. Mr. R.N. Ravi, he went ahead and distributed a Pongal invitation with the union government's seal, the union government's logo. Now Pongal is a state event. R.N. Ravi is a state governor. Using the union government seal and calling people for an event, I thought was uncalled for, not required, because it will always be nice if a state event is invited in a state letterhead rather than a governor's letterhead, rather than a union government's letterhead. So that is number two. Third thing, which I think is completely uncalled for, is R.N. Ravi's to rename Tamil Nadu to Tamizhagam. Now this is something that a governor doesn't indulge. It is more so the prerogative of the elected head of the state, that is the chief minister. Governor is the head of the state, but the people of that state doesn't elect him or her. So changing of names, I think these are aspects that the governor should be leaving to the elected government, especially when there is a tone of political insinuation in the change of names and so on and so forth. So calling Tamil Nadu Tamizhagam is not the prerogative of the governor, but the prerogative of the elected government. So these are aspects which was propagated by R.N. Ravi and which I thought was absolutely uncalled for. Now let us get into the larger scheme of life. You see, a governor is not a union government's representative in the state. That is not how it is. The governor is the head of the state, okay, and also represents that state to the union government. That is what a governor is supposed to be. Now, a governor normally says something, the governor expresses something in consultation with the head of the state, that is the chief minister, the elected head of the state, that is the chief minister. He does it with the consultation of the chief minister, exactly the way the president of India does it with the consultation of the prime minister of India. That is how this relationship works. A governor has to take pride in his state. The governor has to take pride in his government, because when a governor addresses the assembly, when the governor addresses any conference, he normally states my government, which means he calls the state government my government, which means he represents, he leads the state government regardless of what party he belongs to and regardless of what party the state government is. The moment you are going to distance yourself from the state government, the moment you will be conservative about the praises that you give to the state government for whatever their achievement is, or the moment you don't talk about the achievements of your state government, which means you are not working with your state government, which also makes the state government feel that you have no pride in being part of that state government. Now that is not entirely correct. That's my point number one. My point number two, you see, governor, president of India should be apolitical. They are constitutional position. They have not been elected there. They are not there because the people want them to be there. They are there because some politicians want them to be there. Or it could be return favors also too for some of them. But end of the day, when you sit in that chair, you need to be apolitical. It is imperative that you are apolitical. Because if you are going to be the central government or the one political party's representative in an other political party's government, then what are you trying to be? You are trying to be an opposition? Is that your role? You are playing the role of an opposition party? I mean, look at what happened in Calcutta. Look at what happened in West Bengal. Look at now what is happening in Tamil Nadu. Look at what happened with the Lieutenant Governor in Delhi. One is surprised as to why are governors try to impose a political agenda on a particular state. The governor should be apolitical. He should keep away from the political matters of the state. That is not his concern. His job is to ensure that the state is governed according to the constitution. His job is to ensure that the states follow the constitution. His job is to ensure that the state is represented well by him in different forums. That's his job. And the moment he strays away from that, well, he's not doing his job. And you know what happens? What happens is, if every governor tries to go against the state government, then the people of this country wonders, why do you have a governor at all? Which is a valid question. Why do you need a governor? He lives in some lavish Raj Bhavan when most of the 80% of the other people lives in slums. He lives in lavish Raj Bhavan. The taxpayers, we spend crores of rupees on him, and he just becomes a spanner on the spokes in the functioning of the state government. Is that he or she? Is that what you want a governor to do? So somewhere down the line, I think our democracy, our country needs to think on 2 points. Point number 1 is, should the governor be acting on behalf of a political party stroke the central government? Is that what his job is supposed to be? If he does that, what happens to him? How can he be reprimanded? How can he be removed? Are there any laws that stops him from doing it? Number 2, the most important question, and I think that's the question I would like to leave you tonight with. Do we need a governor? What does the governor do for the state? How does he help? He or she helps the state. In fact, the kind of money that is spent on the governor, taxpayers' money, what benefit to an average taxpayer, to an average Indian? This is what I wanted to talk to you about today. Let's catch you back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Namaskar.
To know about the latest updates on our new news app, go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.